Article 298. Execution of deeds by means of violence or intimidation. Any person who, with the intent to defraud another by means of violence or intimidation, shall compel him to sign, execute, or deliver any public instrument or document, shall be held guilty of robbery and punished by the penalties respectively prescribed in this chapter. Elements of Article 298. Execution of deeds by means of violence or intimidation. 1. That the offender has intent to defraud another. 2. That the offender compels him to sign, execute, or deliver any public instrument or document. 3. That the compulsion is by means of violence or intimidation. The phrase shall be held guilty of robbery and punished by the penalties respectively prescribed in this chapter. If the violence used resulted in the death of the person to be defrauded, the crime is robbery with homicide, and the penalty for that crime is prescribed in paragraph 1 of Article 294 shall be imposed. If the execution of deeds by means of violence is only in the attempted or frustrated stage, the violence used resulted in the death of the person to be defrauded, the penalty prescribed in Article 297 shall be imposed. Must the document be public? The Spanish text of this article says, Escritor publicao documento. The adjective public must therefore describe the word instrument only. Hence, this article applies even if the document signed, executed, or delivered is a private or commercial document. Article 298 is not applicable if the document is void. A person, by means of violence or intimidation with intent to defraud, compelled another to sign a void document. Would he be liable for grave coercion? No, because in grave coercion the offender does not have intent to gain. It seems that he would be liable for physical injuries if the violence resulted in physical injuries or grave threats under subdivision number 2 of Article 282 if there is only intimidation. Distinguished from coercion. What's the difference between robbery with force upon things and coercion? When the offended party is under obligation to sign, execute, or deliver the document under the law, there is no robbery. There will be coercion if violence is used in compelling the offended party to sign or deliver the document. Thus, one who, having bought and fully paid the price of a car, compelled the seller by means of violence or intimidation to sign, execute, and deliver the corresponding deed of sale, would be guilty of grave coercion, not robbery, since there is no intent to defraud. Section 2. Robbery by the use of force upon things. This is the other kind of robbery. The person liable for robbery by the use of force upon things does not use violence against or intimidation in any person in taking personal property belonging to another with intent to gain, for otherwise he will be liable under Article 294. Robbery by the use of force upon things is committed only when either 1. The offender entered a house or building by any of the means specified in Article 299 or Article 302, or 2. If there was no entrance by any of those means, he broke a wardrobe, chest, or any other kind of locked or closed, sealed furniture or receptacle in the house or building, or if he took it away, to be broken or forced open outside. In any of such cases, the taking of personal property belonging to another with intent to gain from the broken furniture or receptacle, or the taking away of the locked or closed or sealed furniture or receptacle to be broken or forced open outside a house or building, would be robbery. What are the two kinds of robbery with force upon things? 1. Robbery in an inhabited house or public building or edifice devoted to religious worship, Article 299. And 2. Robbery in an uninhabited place or in a private building, Article 302. One essential requisite of robbery with force upon things under Article 299 and 302 is that the malefactor should enter the building or dependency where the object to be taken is found. Article 299 and 302 clearly contemplate that the malefactor should enter the building. If the culprit did not enter the building, there would be no robbery with force upon things.